I hope you're sitting down, and I hope you're getting real serious about doing this whole YouTube thing. In a recent article published by Mohan, who is the CEO of YouTube, he has some pretty dope insights, and this is stuff that we've been talking about for a minute, but I think it lands a little bit different when it comes directly from the CEO of YouTube. So grab a coffee, grab a pen and paper, just get yourself hyped up, because now is the time. I always say this, I'm going to say it again. There is no better time than today than to be a content creator. And if you didn't start 6, 8, 9 months ago, don't worry about it. You can start now and still get up to speed really, really quickly. And I think it's dope. Thing one, TV has surpassed mobile as the primary device for YouTube viewing in the US. I want you to hear that again. TV has surpassed mobile as the primary viewing device for YouTube in the US. Why is that important? Because I've stated this for a long time. A lot of people spend a lot of time talking about you should be making LinkedIn videos because it's trendy, or you should be making reels because it's trendy, or you should be jumping on TikTok because it's trendy. And I'm like, well, with the exception of TikTok, all these other services, video is a side salad. But on YouTube and TikTok, video is primary. It is the primary thing they serve. YouTube is almost like In-N-Out Burger. They got one basic thing on the menu, burgers. The fries and the sodas add to it, and that might be music or podcast, but the reality of it is straight up video. So now that you have not been able to purchase a television in the United States for the last 10 years without a YouTube button on the physical remote, I've been saying over and over and over and over again that YouTube, because of its not proliferation, because of its popularity and because of how easy it is to get on the platform, even from somebody who doesn't know much about computers, people can absorb YouTube content from the TV. I have a 78-year-old woman on the other side of the island who used to watch a lot of TV, and now she only watches YouTube. Why? Because it allows her to watch programs in Japanese or Okinawan and just feel like she's back at home. And there's so much content out there, and she just lives there now. She barely watches regular TV now. So if you can get someone who's completely not tech, never grown up with tech, and just, English as a second language and just literally absorbs YouTube, from the moment I watched her habits change, I have been saying this. So now, more so than ever, is the time to be creating this content. You're going to have to find a way to get it done. Thing two, YouTube is the most frequently used service for listening to podcasts in the US. Now, this is specifically about podcasts. And if you've listened to my podcast, either on The Flow or Creators Unstuck, you've heard me talk about this. A lot of the OG podcasters are holding ground about, if you don't want to do video, it's okay, you can just do audio. No. I will be the person to tell you they are wrong. I will stand my ground. Every single one of them people are wrong as a $3 bill. 2.8 billion and climbing users, active users of YouTube. None of the other platforms can get close. And I understand why they say this. They say this because they want to feel like, oh, we're being inclusive by letting everybody know if they don't want to do video, they still can win. No, no. You could jump off of a mountain into the ocean and probably survive, but 98% of the people aren't going to have that happen. They're talking about falling out of an airplane at 1,000 feet and surviving. And it has happened, but once or twice, not like it happens on a daily basis. But I got a whole bunch of brothers in the Army that jump out of a plane every day with a parachute, land, get back to work, and do it again. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to fight about this one until I'm blue in the face. Some people are actually just trying to save you from yourself, maybe because they think video is hard. Who cares what they think? Video is simple. It is super, super simple, and not doing your video, whether podcast or not, is crazy. And I heard something yesterday from one of my best friends, like, oh, video for a podcast and video for YouTube is different. No, it's not. Podcast is just a label. of a series of videos that kind of sort of fit together. You can make anything a podcast. You can make a podcast today, a recorded episode today talking about blue, and record an episode tomorrow talking about grass. And if it's coming from you and you put them in a playlist and you allow people to get that playlist, that could be a podcast. You could take any television show on the planet and convert that into a video podcast. You could take the morning cartoons we used to watch with Tom and Jerry and put those, don't do it, that's illegal, but the company that owns the rights to that could literally put that in the playlist on YouTube and call it a podcast and give people a chance to run through the series. It's literally just a label. Don't let people trip you out. People are overcomplicating the simplicity because it maybe A, they don't know, or B, they just have bought into that same crazy labeling of things that people tend to do that just screw up your thought process. Thing 3, this year will roll out more tools to support podcasters, improve monetization for creators, and make it even easier for discovery all across the platform. YouTube is telling you that they're trying to help you. I've been saying in the last couple of weeks that YouTube is doing some stuff now that is allowing people with smaller channels to be seen. If you go down a rabbit hole on any subject in the world, the 3rd or 4th video that you will be shown will be from a relatively brand new creator. It's just happening. You don't believe me? Do a test. Do a test. Some of you guys are watching this right now because you watched a bunch of other YouTube teachers teaching this kind of stuff. And then you got me because my channel for a YouTube teacher is not heavily subbed. But that's okay. That's not my mission. My mission in life is not to gain sub. My mission in life is to help you stop tripping and do this here work. So trust me, there's no such thing as small channels being smashed or whatever. YouTube CEO is telling you point blank, they are making it easier for creators to be discovered, and they're making it easier for creators to get monetized. They're also going to do some things that are just going to big up the podcast side of YouTube, which I've been saying for almost 4 years now. And all my friends think I'm crazy because YouTube doesn't have an RSS feed. Nobody cares about the RSS feed. Nobody's mama knows what an RSS feed is. Nobody's daddy knows what an RSS feed is. It's not necessary anymore. You have recommendation engines and for you engines. There's no need for an RSS feed other than you to be able to tell somebody who wants to buy an ad on your thing, look how many thumbs I get, which is total BS anyway, because downloads don't mean they actually listen. You yourself right now have maybe 20, 30 podcasts in your phone that automatically download and you don't listen. So the numbers inside RSS feeds are lies, nothing but lies. It has been for a long time, and people are starting to figure it out. So I'm sorry. I'm going to tell all those people they're wrong. I told them to their face when I go to Podcast Movement. I'll tell them to their face in 3 weeks when I go to Podcast Evolutions. They're wrong. End the story. Okay. Now here's another one that I think is good. We're going to call this Thing 4. Last year, YouTube saw more than a 40% increase in channel memberships. I have a membership. If you'd like to join, there's a little button down there. Yes, memberships is a fantastic way, but I will say to you something that you really need to hear. You don't have to wait for YouTube to give you permission to make a membership. You can make a membership anywhere, but it is good. And I think that goes back to Thing 3 when they say they're going to make it easier for creators to monetize their creations. And then this last one, Thing 5, really big, according to Nielsen. So YouTube isn't making this up. This is an actual third-party company, which we all famously know, the Nielsen rating system. YouTube has been number 1 for streaming watch time in the U.S. for 2 years solid. And I guarantee you it's not just the U.S. I put hardcore money on the fact that it's not just the U.S. I just know so many people now that are like trying to start channels or, hitting me up and asking me, like I go to Safeway, I get caught in a conversation with somebody that wants to start a channel and starts hitting me up for advice. So trust me, I know YouTube is growing fast and now is the time. Now is the time. Get in there. Remember you used to type in typing class? Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their country. Yeah, now is the time for all good creators to pop up a camera and start making some videos. Okay, this last one, I think I talked about last month. It could have been 2 months ago, but this one is also cool. Videos dubbed with dubbed audio get 40% of the total watch time when it comes to videos for choosing to listen in the dubbed language. So, in other words, if someone is coming to my video, say from Japan, and they want to catch up on YouTube stuff, and maybe somebody hasn't spoken about it in Japan, they'll watch my video because my video does have the Japanese soundtrack added. So that button now it's available for most people. That button in the upload page where it says allow dubbing, please check that box. You'd be surprised. I watched 2 videos the other day where the teacher was speaking something completely different and the video was dubbed. One was Italian and I listened to it in English, and the other one was, I believe, Portuguese, and I listened to it in English. And yeah, it sounds funny, but the info was still good. So like I knew what was going on. So trust me, people, this stuff works. That's it. That's it. I've been saying this forever. There's no better time than now to be a creator. And YouTube is actively looking to blow themselves up in a positive way to make more people jump on the platform. And they're making tools to help you out. You have the skills to pay the bills. You just need to do the work. And most people are still out here trying to figure out things and listening to all kind of crazy stuff. And no, stop listening. Just create. Just create and talk about it in the comments below. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know if any of this makes sense to you. And also, do you find yourself watching a lot of YouTube or TV? Or are you still on your iPad or your phone? I'm curious to know about that in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, press the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I do this video again. And right now, the algorithm is going to show you another video they think you should watch. And I agree with them. Choo.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet.